Kia ora koutou. Hello everyone, 大家好. Welcome to Agile in 7. This is where we make videos about Agile in round about 7 minutes. My name is Andy and I will be your host in this video today. In today's topic, we're going to talk about how to set good sprint goal. Before we deep dive into the topic, let's ask ourselves, why do we even bother setting sprint goal? What problem are we trying to solve? Question back to you. In your team, are you currently a bunch of individuals who got similar skill set but all working in a silo? Or are you in a cross-functional team who happen to work together to achieve that common theme? If your answer is later, then setting sprint goal is one thing that is very important to you. Because setting sprint goal will help the team set the focus, will have the agreed objective to achieve in a short period of time, and set their clarity, and it also help reduce contention with the stakeholders that they know what the team is focusing on right now, and therefore they don't interrupt the team for any other reason. Now, some of you, when you hear the word sprint goal, you will think, well, that's a scrum term. So what happens if I'm not in a scrum team? You're right, sprint goal is a scrum term, but that's not to say it's not applicable for a non-scrum team. After all, it is still a goal to help the team to set focus so they can achieve a form of agreed achievement together as a team. So it doesn't matter if you're not in a scrum team. If having a goal is still applicable, let's do it. You don't have to call it a sprint goal, just a goal or iterative goal. If you do that, I highly recommend the team to establish a form of cycle time so that your sprint goal is small enough to be achievable and also give you time to obtain feedback before you move on further. When we talk about creating sprint goals, there are 4 key elements to make good sprint goal. Number 1, make it small and achievable. Don't shoot yourself in the foot. The last thing you want is having a very complex sprint goal that you're going to set your team for failure, or having a sprint goal that is so big they'll go forever long, not knowing when is the finish line. Element number 2, make it impactful, make it meaningful. The last, whatever sprint goal do you set, the chances that the team will get the job done by having a meaningful or impactful sprint goal. The team feel good about achieving it, doing good job, learning, having fun, working together, making a difference to the world. So please don't be boring, make your goal achieve very inspiring and very impactful. Element number 3, don't be vague. Make it very clear, make it very measurable. The last thing your team want is a goal that they don't know if they've done a good job or not. So please make it very clear, truly articulate what good looks like. How do we know when the job is done? Try to print a scenario that what benefit your customer will get when the sprint goal is done, and then they can use that information to articulate or to validate whether they meet the sprint goal or not. So make it very measurable, make it very clear for the team to identify if they've done a good job or not. Element number 4, don't forget it, don't ignore it. Once you set a sprint goal, please advertise it. Please constantly remind your team or your stakeholders of these are the sprint goal. This is our focus for the next iteration, for the current iteration that we have to focus on. So they're constantly being reminded to focus while they're being distracted on other things. So these are the 4 key elements to make good sprint goal. Again, always tie back to the why, which is to set the right focus, clearly aligned, be transparent, and to reduce the contention for being distracted for other work. So when should we set sprint goal? Personally, I like to set sprint goal at the very start of your sprint planning. Reason being is because having that clear sprint goal will give that good direction for the team to understand what sort of work in the backlog they need to pull in. Now, that's not to say you can't set sprint goal after sprint planning, but it makes it harder because your team may put in work in the backlog that is not aligned, that is all distracted on different topics, and therefore you don't really have a good sprint goal to set the focus to put a team together. And lastly, who should really set sprint goal? Now, while product owner is ultimately accountable for the sprint goal because they need to communicate back to the stakeholders, but that's not to say sprint goal is a sole person's job. For being a good product owner, you should really set your sprint goal based on feedback, experience, and data from your stakeholders, from your customers, and from the team. So while you are accountable for the sprint goal, you shouldn't need to set sprint goal alone. And of course, you need to get agreement from the team. You can't set a sprint goal that is dictating what the team do not agree or cannot achieve. So yes, product owner, you are accountable for the sprint goal, but you should not do that all on your own. Now that's it, folks. I hope you enjoyed the content in this video and learning a thing or two from me. If you enjoy the content, please put a thumbs up and don't forget to comment, because that will give me some good feedback to improve my video topics in the future. Until then, thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.